Today we're talking about the first three positions on the viola: half position, first position, and second position. Welcome. Welcome to the studio. My name is Cassie and I'm a professional violist and teaching artist. So this is a subscriber request to talk about the positions on the viola. So I want to talk about first position first, and then we'll delve into half position and second position. So first position is just the position that we usually play in. That's where my first finger, if I'm on the D string, is on the note E. If I'm on the A string, it's on the note B. So that's what we would consider quote-unquote normal position. In this position, I have lots of different fingering patterns that I could come up with. So I'm just going to use the D string as an example and show you from both sides. So from this angle and from this angle, what first position looks like on the D string. So first off, I am going to find that note E. I've got my tuner on the stand so that I know where that note E actually is. I'm going to play my open D and then find that first finger E. So wherever that E is in tune or in tune with the tuner, that is first position. Fingering patterns that I'm going to do just for right now to keep it simple is where my 2 and my 3 are touching. So in other words, it's a high 2 on F sharp, my third finger is going to be on G, and my fourth finger is going to be on A. So let's just play that simple tetrachord, which is what it is. So open D, first finger on E, and we want to go down on the fingertip. High 2, so my 1 and 2 do not touch. Then my 3 will touch my 2. And then my fourth finger is going to not be touching my third finger. So this is the spacing, O, 1, high 2, 3, 4. So my 2 and my 3 are the 2 that are touched. I'm going to do that from the opposite side so you can see that angle as well. So here's my open. First finger, which goes across from my thumb. High 2, which does not touch. Then third finger, which does touch. And then fourth finger, which does not touch. If I use that same spacing, but I go down towards the peg box or towards the scroll a half step, that's half position. Obviously because this is first, so we're going to go a little bit lower, and that's half position. So my notes here, if I keep that same finger pattern spacing, are open D, low 1, E flat, 2 does not touch and it's on F natural. Then my 3 will touch, it's on G flat or F sharp, same note. And then my 4 does not touch and that's on A flat. So let me show you both of those. So it's open D. I'm going to go back down towards the peg box a little bit for that low first finger. Then 2 does not touch. 3 does touch. 4 does not touch. Now that's obviously not the only finger pattern that I could create in half position, but just to keep things consistent, that's what we're going to talk about today. So let me show you that from the other side. So open D, low 1, 2 doesn't touch, 3 does touch, 4 does not touch. So if I were to play those two patterns one after the other, I'm going to do first position first, and then half position, just so you can hear the difference. So first position. Now half. So obviously the half position notes are going to be a little bit lower, exactly a half step lower than the first position notes. So when we talk about positions, really anywhere my first finger is, that is the position. So when my first finger was lower, half position. When my first finger was normal, that's first position. Second position is where my 2 usually goes. My 1 is going to replace it. So I want to talk through about how to get there. So I'm going to go back to first position. I'm going to play open 1, high 2, F sharp. Now where that 2 is, I'm going to replace that with my 1. To get up there, I need to shift. And if you haven't ever done shifting before, I did a video about that. I'll post it here and in the comments below. But essentially what we want to do is we're going to use our forearm, so this part of your arm, And I'm going to take everything, my wrist, my thumb, everything that's attached to that, and move it up. So I'll show you that process up close. So it's open. 1, 2. Where that 2 is, I'm going to use my 1 to slide up, and that looks like this. Slide up. Not using my wrist, I'm not using just the finger. I want that whole unit to come together. So let's try that one more time. Open 1, 2. Then take your 1 and match that pitch. You've essentially just arrived at second position. Now I'm on F sharp. Second position is also F natural. So however you want to think of that, like high second position versus low second position, whatever works for your brain, but F natural or F sharp, both second position. We're just going to keep that same finger pattern. We're going to start on F sharp. My 2 doesn't touch, my 3 does touch, my 4 doesn't touch. So my half step is between 2 and 3. Let's find that F sharp again. Replace it with your 1. And we're going to go up to G sharp, A with third finger, and then fourth finger will be on B. So let's try that pattern. So this is 1 on F sharp, 2 on G sharp, 3 on A, and fourth finger on B. Now a good check to see if you're in tune is obviously your tuner, but your third finger also should be on the note A. You can check with your open string A. If it's matching pitch, you know that you've hit it correctly. Just so we can get really acclimated with it, I'm going to do now low second position, which is where my first finger goes to F natural. So we're going to do the same process. Open 1, low 2. Using my forearm, I'm going to shift up. And I'm using the same exact fingering pattern again. 1 is on F, 2 is on G, 3 is on A flat or G sharp, however you want to think about it, and then 4 is on B flat. So starting on that F, then 2 on G, low 3 on A flat, fourth finger on B flat. So we've just talked about, essentially, if you want to think of it as 4 different positions, we've got half position, first position, low second position, and high second position. I hope that's a good overview of those first 3 positions for you. In the next video, we're going to talk about third position, which is very commonly used. That's usually the first one that people teach. Us as violists, we need to use second position a lot, so that's why I started with that one. So we'll talk about third position and fourth position in that next video. If you have any questions or things that I didn't cover in this video that you're still wondering about, post it in the comments below. I really enjoy trying to help from afar. And I'm going to have a few extras on Patreon, some sheet music that shows all of the notes that I was talking about. So if that's something that interests you, we would love to have you over in that community, and that's also linked in the comments. As always, thank you so much for joining me, and happy practicing.